Hello, friends. We are live. We're about to get started on our fiery glide flow. I'm Christine, aka Yogi DLT, and we're going to get started here in just a little bit. Before we get started, though, maybe you want to grab some props for your practice and grab some water, whatever you need. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes, guys. Give everybody some time to tune in. I'm going to go grab my whiteboard and update our flow. So we no longer have our in bloom flow that was from the other day. So now we've got a glide and flow. Glide and flow. I was supposed to look like a pretty eye, but it just looked ugly. Just leave it like that. All right, glide and flow. I'm Yogi DLT, and my Apple playlist for today that I was going to recommend. We're going to go old school, and we're going to go back and say the BSY 3 playlist today. So if you want to tune in, that's some music you can follow along with. I'm on Apple Music at Yogi DLT. It's the same as my Insta handle. So yeah. Grab your props if you want them. You don't need any specific props today. So grab any props if you want them. There's a playlist if you want to listen along from my Apple Music playlist. My Apple Music handle is at Yogi DLT. It's the same as my Insta handle. And it's the Yoga BSY 3 playlist. We're going old school back into my early playlists from a while back. I'm at like 25 or 26 by now, so I'm going on back in time. So this glide and flow is going to be very water if you want it. And we're going to start here in just a moment. All right, yogis, we're coming up to the 9 a.m. hour. Hopefully, you got your playlist. You found it on Apple Music if you got it, or you can find an awesome one on Spotify from all the other amazing yoga teachers. So grab that music playlist, Yoga BSY 3 if you want on Apple Music. And then we'll get started. All right, my friends, zooming all the way out. Because otherwise, I've learned on YouTube, my head kind of gets chopped off at the top the hard way if I'm standing. So I'm going to try to be as zoomed out as I possibly can today. All right, my yogi friends, hello. I hope you are doing well today. No matter what time of day you're watching this, because it's on YouTube, so you can watch it for a while, for a couple of days. This is going to be an appropriate flow because it's really fluid and gliding and has a little bit of fire and a little bit of power, especially when you're flowing. and moving a lot, you can build up a lot of heat. So grab some water if you want it. Playlist is Yoga BSY3 on Apple Music if you want to follow me at Yogi DLT on the Apple Musics or on Insta. Um, that being said, don't forget that there's a donation link on the blackswanyoga.com page for Austin, and it supports the amazing Black Swan Austin teachers. And a lot of these teachers have been out of work since the studios have all closed, and this is how they rely on paying their bills is they're working and teaching yoga. So your donations go directly to the teachers to help with the teacher relief fund. So if you get a chance to donate, that's awesome. You can also go to the Black Swan Yoga Austin Instagram page, and go to the link in our bio and click on that to donate as well. So just a few options. All right, yogis, we're gonna get started and we're gonna start really low to the ground. It's spring, and I like to think of us growing like a new plant. You have to start with your roots, you have to start in the soil, and without mud and dirt, no beautiful plant can ever bloom and grow. Think about the lotus, how it grows from those muddy, gross waters. Usually that's growing from some muddy, murky waters. This beautiful lotus flower ends up blooming. So we're gonna kind of move from the ground up to grow, just like all of these new spring plants around us. We're going to make it pretty fluid though, so it might go a little bit fast at times. Go at your own pace. This is your time on the mat. It doesn't matter what you look like practicing, it doesn't matter what you do. Myself where I'm at and understanding that I don't have to be doing everything the teacher says or recommends, because what the teacher's just saying, it's all just a suggestion, it's a recommendation, and you don't have to do it. You know what's going on with your body and your emotional mental state better. And that's the whole point of your practice, is to check in with it and see what's going on. And if you hear something that says, you know what, that back bend doesn't feel great for me today, don't do it. Modify. Take on your favorite pose, and that takes some practice, because you really have to tune out that voice in your head that says you have to do everything, and you have to tune into the intuition voice within you, the intuitive voice within you that says, you know, I'm feeling this way today. Please lean into that space. All right, enough talking about that stuff. Whatever's going on for you today, you've got this. You're here on your mat and you're practicing, so that is amazing enough. Let's get started. All right, we're going to start in a child's pose today, because child's pose for me is very rooted and grounding, but it also represents like we're a little seed. And I'm going to explain a specific child's pose variation that you can try, or you can take on your traditional child's pose. It is up to you. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have the knees and the thighs side by side, and you're going to keep them this way, and we're actually going to reach our hands back towards our heels, but that'll make sense in a second. So you're going to rest your forehead down, and you can start with your hands reaching towards the top. Maybe that serves you better today, or maybe it's hands back to the feet. Now, notice the most important thing here is that your forehead is making contact with the earth. It doesn't matter if your booty is really far away from your heels, if that's as far as you can go. Doesn't matter as long as your forehead's resting down. But if you can sink the hips back towards the heels a little bit more, go for it. And just settling in. So this pose is called embryo pose. So staying right here and just breathing. So in embryo pose, starting off like a little seed, about to bloom and blossom and grow into a strong, beautiful plant. Maybe it's a flower, maybe it's a fruit flower that's going to turn into some fruit that someone can eat. Maybe it's a vegetable, maybe it's a tree. Maybe you're like, I'm not a plant. This is silly. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever connects for you here. Your breath. And you're starting as a seed here. You're starting as this little ball to remind yourself that you are safe and connected. Now, if you notice, I'm rocking a little bit side to side, and that is what is serving me today, is to get into the hips a little bit more, to maintain that belly and thigh connection, but also to ease some of my energy a little bit. I have a little bit of your or energy buzzing around in my mind today and in my body, and I can feel that, so I'm going with a little sway. If you want stillness, if you're feeling a little low energy, maybe you just recharge in stillness and stay still. Some days that's what I need. If I work a long day at the end of the day, usually I wanna find stillness. If I start in the morning, I tend to want a little bit of movement. I tend to be a little bit of an early bird, so maybe that's the same thing going for you, and you need to adjust based upon the time of day it is. Now, imagining that you are this little seed, you're this little pod about to start to grow. Think about as a plant starts to emerge from the soil, it takes some time to actually turn into something recognizable as the plant that you planted or the seed. So, just allowing yourself to have this moment here to be still and take your time. There is no rush. Nature works in its own way, and we can work in our own way in time. Really feeling your lungs fill up, full of air. Pause at the top of your breath. Open up your mouth, big cleansing sigh. Letting something go, sinking even heavier. Another full breath in, fill up. Pause at the top. An extra sip in. Open up your mouth, big sigh. Nice, yogis. Another full breath in, fill all the way up. Add an extra sip of air. Open up your mouth, big sigh. Nice, yogis. Let's begin to move just nice and slow, reaching your hands towards the top of the mat. Moving in your own time, tent up onto the fingertips, invite a little bit of extra awakening into your back, into your shoulders as you tent up onto fingertips, hovering the forearms off the earth, but your forehead is still down to the ground, to the mat. A little sway left and right might feel real nice. You might drop in one shoulder a little bit more than the other, or start to pull actively the shoulders down the back towards the hips. And then on your exhale, lower your elbows down to the earth. Take your palms together into a prayer, but we're going to go reverse prayer behind our head. Now, check in with what you need. If this reverse prayer already feels like a lot of a stretch, stay right there. If you want a little bit more stretch into the back of your triceps, you might be feeling a little bit sore there. Walk your elbows a little bit further forward, like an inch or so, maybe even half an inch. And then settle in back towards your heels and then press those elbows down the whole time as you feel the stretch along the backs of the arms. Those tricep area of the arm should be feeling a stretch all the way up towards the armpit. If you need to, walk those elbows a little bit further forward to get a little bit more sensation. Keep those elbows glued down as you sink everything back down towards the heels, towards the feet. Two more patient rounds of breath right here in whatever is serving you. Last breath in. Exhale, begin to reach your palms back down towards the earth. Now, keeping your forearms down, we're going to slither forward. So, gaze towards your hands to our bellies. So, here we go. Sphinx pose, pulling forward to our bellies. Nice. Now, untuck the toes. Proud heart here. And you notice that your elbows should be underneath your shoulders. Your arms are parallel like a number 11, and your fingers are spread really wide here. Now, if you find your heart collapsing down towards the ground, lift it up like you're trying to pull your belly button towards the front of the mat. Good. You should feel that activation. You should feel that now in your back that you're actively almost pulling your belly button forward towards the top of the mat. That activation is going to allow you to stretch into the low back. This is like taking a cobra, a baby cobra, or an up dog, essentially. You're getting the same back strengthening, just in a little bit more of a gentle way. You can always sub out a baby cobra or an up dog for a sphinx pose. Personally, this is one of my favorite postures, and yet I don't take it enough in a vinyasa, and maybe I really should more often. Anyways, take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Let's warm up the neck before we start to flow and move. Chin rolls towards the chest. Left ear over towards left shoulder. Chin rolls back into the chest. One more time, right ear, right shoulder. Chin to chest. One more time, left ear, left shoulder. Head comes back to neutral, let it go. Maybe a little wiggle, a little wobble. All right, yogis, let's start with a little bit of a quad stretch. So I am going to, I'm so you can for this. So, um, taking your right hand, reach it towards your left elbow. So now you got this parallel arm to the top of your mat. It's nice and supportive, right? Taking your weight into this right arm, reach the left hand back for that left foot. Get a nice stretch for that left quad. Now, you might not even make a connection, but you're reaching, getting that stretch, that activation, you're strengthening a little bit more. If you do have enough flexibility to wrap your fingers over the tops of the toes towards the arch, maybe that elbow goes up towards the sky as you roll the shoulder open, getting a little bit more stretch into the front line of that left shoulder. Take one last breath in. Exhale, gently release. Let's switch it out. Left arm comes parallel to the mat. Right arm reaches back and then grab for whatever you can grab. Doesn't have to be anything specific, right? It could be the top of the foot. It could be more towards the toes, the ankle, the shin. Or maybe you can wrap those fingers over the tops of the toes towards the arch and you can work on stretching a little bit more into the front line of this right shoulder. Breathing breath down into the belly. Notice that connection between the earth underneath your belly. A little massage for it. Take a deeper breath in. And a big breath out as you gently release the foot. Now we're going to do something different. Tent up onto your right fingertips, reach them out long. Stay active and strong here. Take the left arm, thread it underneath for thread the needle. Lower the left ear down. Soften now that right hand down to the earth. Your left palm is facing up as it reaches over towards the right side of the room. Your right hand is relaxed. The palm is down. The fingers are down. And you're just letting everything really heavy and down here. A nice thread the needle variation, nice stretch into the shoulders. And we're really preparing our whole body. So we're stretching the neck, we're stretching our quads. We're going to get into the hips in a little bit. Just really warming up everything here. When you flow, you want to make sure your body is prepared and you just don't jump into it because we don't want any when you're ready, just stand back underneath the shoulder, a little bit more of the elbow, and then unwind the left arm. Tent up onto the left fingertips. Right arm threads through, palm faces up on the right hand. That left hand softens down, and the right ear comes down to the ground. A big point of warming up our body and focusing on stretching specific areas and getting them ready for our flow and our practice is because we're not practicing in a heated studio. And you should always do it in a heated studio, and every teacher pretty much makes you get ready and warm up a little bit at the beginning of class. But um, it's especially important when you're at home. If you notice your home is probably not the same temperature as like a Black Swan studio, that's pretty normal. It's probably like not 88 to 90 degrees in your house, with humidity and infrared heating going on and stuff like that. But and a bunch of body heat from all the other amazing yogis practicing around you. But this is our way to kind of compensate for that. We're building heat naturally in our body, but we're also just really dedicating some time to stretching and warming up. That's something you've had to adjust and back up. All right, facing forward. Oh, yeah, we're already here. This is going to add some heat to our bodies. So notice if your mind immediately panics and goes, oh, shoot, I'm in a forearm plank and this sucks. Calm that voice down and just see how calmly you can breathe. Thinking about that seed trying to struggle its way through the soil to get up to the surface, to the light, to photosynthesize, to get some energy and food. You're doing the same thing. You're building that strength up to push through a barrier and more mental. It might be more physical. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lower your knees down, come up, tabletop. Let's get a stretch for the wrists. All right. So we're gonna face, it doesn't matter if it's your right wrist or left wrist first. I'm doing my left hand just so you can see. Palm faces up, fingers back towards the knee. A little bit of forwards and backwards motion. Now I just moved a lot because my wrists are very used to this. You might not even move. You might just stay still, or you might be the tiniest little rock forwards and backwards. If you've been doing this for a while and you got the flexibility in your wrists, maybe you move a little bit more, but just mindful of it. You can even go a little bit left and right. All right, let's face the palm down, fingers back towards the knee, just a stretch for the forearm. A little bit of a pull back to the fingertips. And then lower the palm back down. Let's come back to neutral. Let's switch it up. Palm faces up, back towards the knee with the fingers. And then maybe you add that little forwards and backwards motion. Maybe you don't. Either way, know your own body, know your limits. What's going to help you to practice today? All right, let's face the palm down, fingers back towards the knee. A little bit of weight shifts back towards the fingers as you peel the heel of the palm up and then lower it back down. Let's bring our wrist back to tuck the toes, sit back, yogi toe stretch. This one's uncomfortable for sure, but it's so valuable to do. We're at home a lot of time now, or maybe you're standing a lot to work in a restaurant or a store, and or at a hospital, and we really appreciate you going out and being an essential worker for us. But you might be standing a lot on your feet and they need a little stretch. This is a great thing because we don't normally stand like this. We don't normally stretch our feet this way. And it digs into some deeper tissue that we really need to get to. So stay as long as you want. I'm only going to stay for one more round of breath in and breath out. I'm going to come back to the palms, tap the tops of my feet down. Awesome job, yogis. Let's take some time to tuck our toes. Now hips go high, down dog, pedal it out. We're going to start off by warming up our body with a couple sun A variations, and then we're going to get into our flow. And we're going to flow through it a few times so you get some time to practice. Usually, the first time I go through a flow in a teacher's class, because I don't know what they're teaching, I'm like, well, this is kind of awkward because you're just trying to figure out what they're saying, what to do in your own body. But the second time around, you're like, I've got this. Sometimes by the third time around, if they do three in the class, you're like, all right, I can do this. Just building up that confidence, right? Taking a moment to walk your hands back towards your feet at the back of the mat. Take a nice ragdoll grab for opposite elbows, bend into the knees. My favorite posture because this is the best thing ever for your entire lovely spine. Your spine carries you around literally all day. When you're ready, gently release your fingers to shins or to earth. Halfway lift, scoop up your low belly, forward fold. Our left, reach up with our left fingertips towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, switch it out. Left hand reaches down. I like to tent up onto the fingertips. That left knee stays bent, right leg straightens as you reach up with the right hand towards the sky. Take a deep breath in as you try to reach a little bit higher. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Walk your hands forward, top of a push-up, high plank pose. You're gonna bend your knees to hover over the earth. Pause. We're gonna press our hips high, back towards our heels, and then high to the sky. That's like a wave, right? So if we inhale and roll forward, high plank pose. Bend your knees to hover, hips back towards the heels, and then hips high. That makes our wave-like motion, and you can make it as fluid as you want to, or not fluid as you want to. What works for your body? Rolling it forward. Take two more of those at your own pace. On the inhales, we roll forward. On the exhales, rolling back home, down dog. Nice, yogis. Taking your time, take the tiniest tiptoe steps forward. So lift high into the tippy toes, and then with straight legs and palms rooted down, try to tiptoe your way forward. This gets into the hamstrings. It also gets into the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, anchor fingers to something. Scoop up that low belly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise, reach high. Exhale, cactus your heart open, big back bend. Interlace your hands to your low back, knuckles pull down, squeeze the glutes a little bit, protect the low back. Exhale, bend into the knees, keep the bind, forward fold. Now your knuckles might lift away from the low back, they might not. Adjust for you. If the knuckles are lifted away from the low back, lower them down on the next exhale to the low back. Inhale, knuckles pull towards the back of the room, halfway lift, scoop up the low belly, weight towards the toes. Exhale, release, forward fold, bring the hands on down. Now, while you're here, step your left foot back, keep your right foot forward. Good, easy twist, peel your right arm high to sky. Exhale, lower your right hand down, lower your left knee down, Anjaneyasana, sweep your arms up high to the sky. Driving down into this right heel. That's our main point of contact in this back left knee, but we're also actively trying to isometrically squeeze our right heel and our back left knee. You could scrunch up the mat right now. Look up as you cactus your heart open on the exhale. Challenge the balance. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, lower your hands down, straighten your front leg, half splits. So flexing those right toes high to sky. Your hips stay over that left knee. And you are just beginning your practice, right? Getting into those hamstrings. So you might not be able to fold as far as normal, and that is okay. Just bow for another breath in. Exhale, re-bend into your front right knee. Tent up onto your fingertips, tuck your back left toes, lift the back left knee up. Now straighten out your front right leg. We're in this extended pyramid pose, really getting into those hamstrings. We're warming them up for our practice. One more deep breath in, bow a little bit further forward. Exhale, re-bend into your front right knee, and then take any vinyasa you want back to your down dog. You might step your right foot back, you might take that Sphinx pose, or you can lower halfway, chaturanga, pause. Inhale, flip the tops of your feet, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, down dog. You could take a baby cobra, or you could skip all that and take no vinyasa. That's actually one of my favorite routes. You could also just take this whole wave-like motion back home to down dog too. You explore and find the thing that's working for you today. Take another full inhale. Exhale, lifting high onto the tippy toes, gazing forward. When you're ready, hop, step, float, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise, cactus your heart open, back bend. Inhale, reach up, grab onto the right wrist, this time stretch up and over to the left. Inhale, reach back up, grab onto your right wrist, stretch up and over to the left. Back through center, swan dive, forward fold, building up some heat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping the right foot back, keep the left foot forward. Easy twist, left arm reaches high to the sky. Good. Exhale, melt that left hand down. Right knee plants, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Find your strength here, right? You're driving down into that left heel, but you're also isometrically pulling that right knee in. So you're trying to scrunch up the mat almost in your mind. Imagine that you can scrunch up the area between your knee and your heel. Stronger. Look up. On the exhale, cactus your heart open. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. I like to stay tented up on the fingertips for the first round. Let's straighten out this front leg. Now I know that we didn't do our half splits. We're coming back to it. It's just a little bit of a different order on this side. Trying to keep our perspective, but keep us on our toes too. So we're gonna get into our half splits a little bit different. Can you bend your back right, I should say. Lower your right knee down to the earth and just straighten out that left toe. Oh, hey, we're here. Now what I want you to observe is, does this half split feel different than the feel a little bit different? For me, it does. Maybe for you, it doesn't, or it feels like, I don't know, really just intense no matter what is happening. It's all good. It's just sort of something to observe and have a chance to learn and notice. Last breath in. Exhale, let's come back. Tucking our back toes, lift our back knee up. And now take any vinyasa you want. One-legged, two-legged, no vinyasa. Your practice, make it yours. We meet back in down dog on the exhale. All right, yogis, you are doing amazing already. Take the biggest breath in yet. And the biggest exhale, let it go. Another full breath in. And a big breath out. All right, yogis, we are going to get into this flow and practice it a few times. So as you're ready, lift high onto the tippy toes. Exhale, hop, step, float. Travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise, reach high. Oh, okay, pause here for a second. Palms come in the heart center. Close the eyes. So sometimes we get so carried away and flowing so quickly that we sacrifice quality. And so before we start moving, I want to remind us with our eyes closed, our palms at heart center, to just practice from our heart to protect our bodies and protect ourselves. And if something is too fast, take quality over the speed. Please, please, please. I go to some classes and sometimes people are teaching very quickly, teachers are teaching very quickly, and students really just kind of take on low quality postures just to keep up with the speed. But really, what I want is the other way around. I want quality over the quantity of poses you're able to hit in that time. So adjust for what your body needs today. All right, enough said. I'll get off my soapbox. Feeling this connection of thumbs into the heart center, know that you're practicing from this heart space. You're like the plant right now. This is your growing moment. You're rooting down by your feet, crown of your head reaching up towards the sun, up towards the sky above you. Take the biggest breath in, fill up with that beautiful oxygen. Big exhale. Flutter open your eyes, sweep your arms up overhead. Now toes with our chair. Now this is gonna be a little bit funky because we're gonna start to get really low in this chair pose, so sit a little bit lower. I like to reach my hands forward when I start to sit lower because I hold a lot of tension in my shoulders, just based upon my hyper flexibility in my shoulders a little bit. So let's sit a little lower. Those hands reaching forward really does help counterbalance this posture. Now, start to reach your hands backwards like you've got wings. Your pinkies are in, thumbs are out, palms facing the earth. Shift some weight into your right foot. Can you start to peel the left heel off the earth? Now, your belly is over the thighs, it's not resting on it, right? We're not putting any weight on our thighs from our belly, but we're sitting really low. Can you also start to hover the left toes now? Oh, yeah, yogis. Can you start to kick this heel in towards your booty and balance? Use this strength, start to kick that foot back behind you, warrior three, as you straighten out the right leg. Now, if you fall, guaranteed we're all going to fall at some point. It's all good. That's how you find your balance. Keep your pinkies pulling in, pinch those shoulder blades together. Another full inhale. Stay for that exhale. How calmly can you breathe here? What can you focus on the earth that can help you keep your balance, your drishti, that focal point, somewhere that you're looking at, something not moving. Last inhale. Exhale, start to bend into this right knee, lower the left knee down, sweep your arms up high. Oh, we've been here before. Cactus our heart open from our Anjaneyasana to the sky. Straighten out this front right leg. Flex the right toes high. Arms sweep back toes easy. Twist, reaching that right hand high. Super strong here, yogis. Start to tent up onto your left fingertips. Can you hover as too? My right quad is also firing up a lot. That's why we stretched it. When you're ready, rise up, open, twist. Nice, exalt, tick-tock, that left arm high to sky as the right hand just gently rests. There's no weight in it. Can you reverse this? Can you start to hover that left hand back to the earth without letting it drop? Using that core strength, gently lower that left hand back down to the earth. Nice, yogis. Turn all 10 toes towards the earth and stack on top of the left. Here's an option. Can you hover your right foot off? Wild thing. Reaching right hand overhead. Exhale, let's come back, side plank. Can you draw this right knee in towards your chest? Awesome job, yogi. Straighten out your front right leg. And then let's come back to that bend in our right knee, lower our left knee down. Pick up your left foot, pivot it back behind you like a kickstand. And then when you're ready, rise up for a baby warrior two. So you're like in a kneeling warrior two, which means you still have a 90-degree bend in your front right knee. Your knee is still pulling open towards the pinky toe and away from the big toe. And you're really actively working in the glutes and the tailbone to tuck it under to keep everything really strong in the core. Engage your lower pelvic floor, pull it up and in, and gaze over your front right middle finger. Taking time to breathe. When you're ready, tick-tock your right fingertips forward. We're gonna move backwards for a reverse, but it's a different type of reverse warrior. So lower the left fingertips down to the back of the mat, straighten out your right leg, Reach that right arm up and over. See how this is different than a normal reversing our warrior? Come back, re-bend into the front knee. Surf your fingertips forward once again, and we're going to go for a side angle. So you can rest your right forearm to the top of your right thigh if this feels all right for you. We're eventually going to build up into a full warrior two and side angle and have some arm bind. But for right now, we're starting off slow. Now, if this feels like enough for your hips already, stay right there. If you want a little bit more, plant your right hand to the inside of your foot, tent up on the fingertips, whatever works for you. I like to gaze up on my left thumb. It feels good for my neck. If it doesn't, modify, look down. Take a last breath in. Exhale, rise up, baby warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down, frame your foot, pivot your left foot back, tuck the toes, lift the knee. Taking your time here, listen carefully, pressing both palms down, kick up, three-legged dog, right leg high to sky. Good. Bend your knees, stack your hip, flip over, wild thing. We'll meet back in our three-legged dog. Knee comes in towards nose, shift it forward. Inhale, kick it up. Knee goes over towards right elbow or tricep. Inhale, kick it up. Knee kicks over towards that left elbow. Fall in triangle, but hover it. Touch yet. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, lower that right foot down and sit down to your booty. Okay, we're right here. So we've been flowing and moving a lot, right? And that's just our first round through it. Take a tiny moment. That's why we got water. Take a tiny moment to fold forward. Here, the best you can between. A nice straddle fold. Oh, okay. Taking another full round of breath in. On the exhale, we're going to make this fluid dance like bringing that left hand to the inside of your thigh. Reach up and over at the right. Let's switch it out. Right hand reaches towards the inner thigh. Reach up and over at the left. Come back up. Reach both arms high. Plant both hands back to the front of the mat. Oh, yeah, we're back to the swan triangle again. Let's kick that right foot high. Take any vinyasa from here. Optional one-legged vinyasa. Easy transition. Or just stepping that right foot down for no vinyasa. That's one side. Let's go for the other. Take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. Let go of expectations. We're going to get it a little bit smoother on the next side, and we're just going to keep practicing. That's why yoga is a practice. When you're ready on the next exhale, hop, step, float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise. Sit low, chair pose right away. Toes together, heels slightly apart. You got it, yogis. Reaching the hands forward as you sit a little bit lower. Sit really low, feet, and right toes off the mat. Oh yeah, you've got this. Feel strong. Kick that heel in towards the booty. Reaching your hands back like wings, pinkies in, thumbs out. Ah. Can you start to kick that foot back, warrior three? You might fall out of it. You might make a weird sound. You might just laugh at yourself. Any and all the above, welcome. I do it too. Can you taking this slow right now? We will speed it up. A deeper breath. When you're ready, start to lower that right knee down to the earth with control. Anjaneyasana. Cactus your heart open. Arms reach up, sweep them back. Half splits with the airplane arms. Nice, yogis. Forward. Planting your right hand down. Peel your back toes up. Fingertips. Can you hover the right hand off the earth? Stay right here. This is that control, that moment that we want to feel, that we have right here. You have this within you. Sometimes you just got to dig deep to remind ourselves it's there. When you're ready, open, twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Tick-tock if you want. Right arm goes high to sky if you want it, if it feels all right. Now here's the thing. From here, we're going back to that hovering right hand. We're not dropping it down yet, but it's there if we need to, and we're going to eventually lower it back down. Good. Start to turn all 10 toes over towards the long edge of the mat and take that supported side plank. You might take feet just stacked or staggered. You might hover it. Maybe you step it back, wild thing variation. And then we'll meet back in our side plank. Can you draw this left knee in towards chest? Step it forward. Straighten out your front left leg, extended pyramid pose, bow. Awesome job, yogis. Take one more breath in here. And one more breath out as you rebend into the knee. Palms plant, frame your foot. Kick it up, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hip, option to flip over. Wild thing. We're gonna meet back in our three-legged dog. Knee in towards nose. Kick it up. Knee over towards left elbow or tricep. Kick it up. Knee twist over towards that right elbow. Pause. As you kick it out for fallen triangle, let that foot hover for a moment. Woo. And then lower it down. Sitting on down. Whew, you guys feel like heat already building within you. It's hard to talk and flow. Start to fold it on down. One more round of breath, and then we're gonna move a lot faster. All right, when you're ready, rise up, taking your right hand to the inside of your thigh. Reach that left arm up and over towards your toes. Switch it out. Left hand reaches towards the inner thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Awesome job. Come back up. And then when you're ready, plant your hands down. Come back to that fallen triangle and then kick your leg high. Any vinyasa you want from here, shifting forward for one-legged or two-legged vinyasa. Or again, no vinyasa, also welcome too. Reconnect to the breath. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. So we're going to add on and take away to our variations of our flow. We're going to try to get through this 2 more times on each side because the last round is going to end with a little bit stretch. Let's see if we can do it. Take a deep breath in, big sigh. But if we don't get to it, you know what? That is about letting go of expectations and what we expect to happen in our practice. We'll just see what ends up happening. Lifting high into the tippy toes. Exhale, hop, step, float, travel forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root and rise, reach high, sit low, chair pose. You know we're going. Hands reach forward, sit really low. Starting with the left heel, peel it up. Then the left toes. Kick the heel in towards the booty, sweep the arms back. Kick it back, warrior 3. Beautiful, yogis. Bend the right knee as the left knee lands. Cactus your heart open at the top, half splits. Airplane arms sweep them back. When you're ready, come back. Easy twist, plant that left hand down, right hand reaches high. Rise up, open twist. Exalt if you want it, if you got it. Come back and hover that left hand for a moment. Then plant it down. Find that side plank, whatever variation you want to go through. We'll meet with our right knee in towards our chest. Step it forward and through. Lowering that left knee down. Pivot our left foot back, warrior 2. Oh shoot, I totally forgot this on the other side, guys. Cool. Reverse it. Lower that left hand down, straighten out the right leg. I was like, I know I'm missing something on the other side. That's life. Letting go of expectations. We'll do it again on the other. Taking your time for that side angle. And nice, yogis. Come back up, work your back toes. Good, bend your knees. Dog. If you want it. Whew. We'll do extra time on the other side for that warrior 2 variation. When you're ready, lift high up to the tippy toes, gazing forward, hop, step, float, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise, sit low, chair pose, arms swim forward right away. Swim them back. Start to peel that right heel off the earth, bend the toes. Can you kick the heel in towards the booty? Warrior 3 as you kick it back. Nice job, yogis. One more breath in. Exhale, land in your low lunge. Cactus the heart open. Arms swim back. Great work, yogis, with this. Rebend into your knee. Pivot your toes back. Rise up, warrior 2. We got to make up for it, right? Start to shift your fingers towards the back of the mat. Reverse, straighten out that left leg. Reach the left arm up and over. And then come back up, rebend into the knee. Side angle variation, whatever you want it to be. Hand to inside a foot or elbow to top a knee. Even if a teacher forgets something on one side, I've learned this over the years because it used to bother me. And now I've gotten rid of it. Like in my mind, it's bothering me. It's like, I've never left a class like pivot your back toes, pick them up. Easy twist, feel that left arm high. When you're ready, open, twist. Taking that right hand just to hover over the earth. And then lower it down. Pivot all 10 toes to the side. Take your side, your supported side plank or your full side plank. Drawing that left knee in towards the chest, step it forward and through. Lower your back knee down, pick it up, put it over the side. Oh yeah, we're back here because we doubled up. Surf your fingertips back, straighten out that front leg. Come back up, baby warrior two, side angle variation. Take one more breath in. Exhale, come back up. Cartwheel your hands down, pivot your toes back behind you. Tent up onto your back, tuck your back toe, lift up the back knee, tent up onto fingertips as you straighten out the left leg, extended pyramid pose. Good, plant your palms, rebend into your knee, kick it up, three-legged. Bend your knee, stack your hip, flip it over, wild thing. Come back around, three-legged, knee in towards nose. Kick it up, knee over towards left elbow. Kick it up, knee twist to the right, hover that down, kick your left foot high. Take any vinyasa you want. Remember, no vinyasas count. Take a deep breath in. Everything counts. Letting go of those expectations of judgment. Take another full inhale and a full breath out. We're going through this one more time. We've got the time. This is awesome. Tent up onto those fingertips. Sorry, not tent up onto those fingertips. What am I saying? Lift high into the tippy toes, gaze forward. Hop, step, float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root and rise. Reach high, Urdhva. Sit low, chair pose, hands come forth, and then back. Left heel lifts, left toes lift. Heel kicks in towards booty. Kick it back. Warrior three. One breath in. Exhale, left knee down, sweep your arms up high, cactus your heart open, swim the airplane arms back, half splits. Come back up, easy twist, tuck your back toes, rise up, high crescent lunge, open twist, exalt, hover that left hand nice and slow, back down to the earth, turn all 10 toes to the side, side plank, any variation of side plank you want. Right foot steps forward once again, lower the left knee, pick it. No, I lied. Don't lower the back knee. Oh man, guys, this is not my day. When you're ready, rise up, high crescent. I knew where I was going with this. Fan open warrior two. We have to get to the high one, to our non-baby warrior two. Flip your palm, reverse your warrior, reach up, reach back. Exhale, come back, side angle. Any variation of side angle you want from here. So it can be hand to in forearm resting to the top of the thigh. Now, if you're in the spine, a lot of things you can take on from here. Bound triangle pose is here. Bound half moon is here. That's like my arch nemesis. I have a really hard time balancing in this one all the time. It depends. Dogging to me. Kicking your right foot out for bound birds. Now you can take that on if you want, or just stay bound, or no bind. It's up to you. One more full breath in, yogis. Exhale, release the bind. Come back up, warrior two. Flip your palm, reverse your warrior, reach up, reach back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Straighten that front right leg for just a moment. Rebend into your knee, kick your leg high, three-legged. Bend your knee, stack your hip, flip it over, wild thing. We'll meet in our three-legged dog. Knee in towards nose. Kick it up. Knee over towards right elbow. Listen carefully. Flex your foot, step it outside the right pinky. Lizard lunge. Oh, thank goodness for lizard. Lower your right knee, your left knee down. Maybe you lower down to forearms or you stay up on your palms. But my goodness, this is a way to slow it all down. So flowing really quickly and ground. We've all experienced that in a class where we just feel like, oh, thank goodness, I can feel the support of the earth beneath me. Things are slowing down. Now you can stay right here in a lizard stretch, or if you want the quad stretch, keeping the left palm planted, grab with that right hand for the back left foot. To not feel rushed. Gently ride of that right foot. Now tucking your back left toes, lift the back left knee up to your down dog. A vinyasa from here is totally welcome. And I need to be able to breathe and talk to you guys at the same time. Vinyasas and talking and teaching are not the easiest thing to do together. All right, yogis, when you're ready, lift high into the tippy toes. Last round, hop, step, float, travel, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise. Sit low, chair pose. Hinge forward. Sweep your arm. Your 3. 1 breath in. Exhale, land. Landing the right knee. Splits. Airplane arms. Come back. Frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes. Easy. Twist. Peel that left arm up. When you're ready, rise up. Open twist. Cactus your heart open. Sorry, not cactus. TikTok. Oh my goodness. Exalt your warrior. Words are hard when you're out of breath, guys. All right, come back down. Lower that right hand first, and then lower it back down. Now do me a favor. From here, just simply rise back up. High crescent lunge. Fan open, warrior 2. And then find your side angle variation. It might be left arm to top of thigh. It might be left hand to inside a foot, tented up on the fingertips, flat to the earth, or hand to a book or a block. You might even take the bind. Now remember, there's bound triangle, there's bound half moon, there's also bound birds of paradise. Bound bird, like half moon's always easier on one side than the other. And then the birds is when you balance on the right foot, you stand up, and then maybe you start to kick into that left foot. You don't have to have your birds. You can keep the knee bent. But if you can reverse it with staying gentle and kind to yourself, that's most important. All right, yogis, we've got 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more breath in. Exhale, let's rise up, flip our palm, reverse our warrior cat, cartwheel your hands down, frame your foot, straighten out your front leg, extended pyramid pose. Rebend that left knee, kick it up, 3-legged dog, bend your knee, stack your hip, flip it over, wild thing. Come back around, knee into nose, kick it up, knee over towards left elbow, pause. Flex the foot, step it outside the left pinky, lizard lunge. Oh my goodness, lower that right knee down. Maybe lower down to palms or to forearms, to a book or a block. And just slow things down here. Whew. This is a fiery flow for sure today, yogis. Now, if you want that quad stretch, you can plant the right palm underneath your shoulder. You can go for a quad stretch, grabbing for that back left foot. I think my dog always thinks I'm talking to her when I'm teaching yoga. Hey, Zozo. You think I'm talking to you? You think I'm talking to you? Anyways, I'm sure you guys, your dogs all are used to you talking to them by now too. Huh, Zozo? Yeah. Okay, go lay down. Good girl. She's my coworker these days. I just talk to her constantly. All right, let's come back upright, tuck our back toes, lift our back right knee, and then perfect place to take a vinyasa or not. Oh, yeah, we've got this, yogi. So we've got a lot into our hips through our lizard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna either lower down to our knees and kick our feet out in front of us, or take your hands a little bit wider, scoop up your navel, pull up your lower pelvic floor, lift high into the tippy toes, bend into the knees, and then try to take a float through. Woo. Sometimes it works smoother than other times that, you can make it. All right, feet are out in front of us. We're actually gonna bend our knees. We're going to take a little bit of a boat pose before we end our practice, just to bring some strength into the core. All right, yogis, so palms facing up. Start to hover the heels away from the earth. Shins are parallel to the ceiling. Or you can straighten the legs. Maybe flex or point the toes. Whatever feels good for you. Or point them. That's like flexing and pointing. It's weird. Anyways, I'm going to take this high boat because we're going to lengthen into low boat. Exhale, lift high, high boat. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Inhale, low. High, low, high, low, high, low. You've got this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5. I lied. 1. Rise up, hug the knees in towards your chest, and take a little rock up and down the length of your spine a few times until you're ready just to settle on down onto your back, hugging the knees in towards the chest. And slow everything to pine twist. Let the knees fall over towards the left. Arms open up to a T. I like to scoot my hips back towards the center line a little bit more. But it's up to you how much depth you want in this twist. Let the breath slow down. Come back to the earth, back to those roots, back to your support system. And when you're ready, shift over with the knees to the right. Gaze shifts over to that open left palm. Your thoughts. Maybe closing the eyes. 2 more rounds of breath. Nice and slow. Breathe it in. And a big sigh. Another full breath in. And a big sigh. Draw your knees back in the center. A happy baby's here if you want it, or just a hug of the knees in towards the chest. Breath in. And then when you're ready, let your arms and legs take up space. Shavasana is where we are going to meet. Now, if you would like to keep resting for a long period of time, I recommend you just lock your phone right now or turn off your device and just let yourself rest. I set an alarm so I don't have to think about how much time has passed and just let my mind go completely. You might do that. Or if you're going to rest here for a couple minutes with me, letting the eyes roll towards the back of the head, the eyelids weigh heavy, the belly softens, hips sinking down, legs and arms weighing heavy like they're full of sand. Letting the top teeth and bottom teeth separate apart. You know when it's time to reawaken.